Right, today we're here with a 2015 RCF. So we're gonna take it out for a little spin, take a look at the interior and see how it handles. All right, so we're inside of the RCF here. So this one's a two-tone with the black leather and the red leather. And this is Armin, the owner of the car. Armin, say hi.
Hi guys.
All right, so let's take this thing out for a rip. Let's hear that exhaust. Armin, how many modes does this car have?
So the first mode is Eco, which is the slowest. So your gauge cluster goes into Eco. And then you have normal driving. And then you can take into normal sport. And then you have Sport Plus. And if you really want to get into it, you can go into expert mode, which turns all traction off, and it's basically for the track.
Alright, so the track mode turns all the driver assists off.
Yeah.
And then one mode before that is just sport, so you still have all your driver's assists, but the shifting and the gearing and everything's like...
Exactly, Sport Plus.
Alright, perfect. How do we turn it back to Sport Plus with the dial?
So we just turn this off and then we're back into Sport Plus.
And then you got a snow mode for winter where it just keeps it in like a higher gear?
Yeah. Okay. And if it's raining or something, you just put in snow mode and you can go pretty fast with minimal torque.
Alright, so right now we're in Sport Plus.
Yep.
Alright, let's take it out on the road. So how do you like this car?
Pretty nice car, pretty fun to drive.
And you've had this thing for like, what, about 3-4 years now, right?
I think about 4 years.
So these ones don't have launch control, but I heard the new ones have launch control. So I heard the 2020 ones come with launch control.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I haven't really checked out too much on the new ones.
Let's try just launching it without launch control. Let's just try from like from a dig. And it definitely has good power. So what are these ones? Are V8 4-liter, right?
5-liter V8.
5-liter, and it's the same motor as the LC.
Yep.
It actually handles really good. It's like, it's big. It handles kind of like in between like a full size like sedan and like a regular type of coupe. You know what I mean?
It's a big car. It's not small. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's got its weight.
It's not nimble, but it's definitely got the power to move it. Sounds good too. Transmission's like not the fastest, but
it's a little jerky, but
yeah, it's not a dual clutch, right? It's automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. You know what? We'll turn left actually. I think left will be better. Have you ever had the tail kick out on this? It's really tail happy.
Yeah, it's very, very tail happy. You can get yourself in trouble pretty easily with this thing.
Right.
Even if you start at 0 and give it gas, it's gonna start sliding out on you.
Yeah, it definitely feels good though. If I had to compare it to anything, honestly, it feels more like it's kind of raw. It has like a really raw feeling to it. It feels more Beamer-like than anything else I've ever driven, to be honest.
Yeah, you can really get yourself in trouble with this thing.
So like, what do you think this is competing against? Like C63, M3, that kind of category, right?
Yeah, the M4, the C63. It's a little bit more slower than those cars, but it's a little bit of a different driving experience. So I guess you have more raw power.
Man, that second gear is long, and
yeah,
it takes you, holy, by the time you're done second gear, you're already at 100.
I heard of guys doing 300 no problem in this thing. It takes a little bit to get up to 300, but you can hit up to 300.
Yeah, all motor. And comfortability wise, it's actually pretty comfortable. Like this, it's a big car, right? So you got a pretty large amount of space over here.
Yeah, it's a decent,
the back seats over there are pretty cramped in the back, but besides that, it's pretty decent.
For long drives and stuff, it's not bad. You don't get tired. It's more of a touring rather than it's a touring car. You can long drive.
Yeah, more of a grand tour. Yeah, you don't really see many of them on the street. Like, in my opinion, these are, if you're like a collector, if you want something a little bit different, this is a lot more of a better buy compared to like a C63 or like a M4, M3, because you see those everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And there's like so many variants and special editions that are kind of all diluted now. This still is a very special thing to see on the road.
And it's pretty like good maintenance wise too. I haven't really put any money into it, and I'm at 90,000 clicks.
Yeah, Lexus reliability and all the power too.
Yeah, you're not really gonna, maintenance wise, it's not gonna cost you much. It's actually cheaper than my pickup to maintain.
Let's see how it is around these corners. Wow. Okay, you know what? Let's let this guy go. A little bit. It's getting dark out now.
Yeah.
You know what? It hugs the corners pretty.
You just gotta be careful because it gets a little tail happy, but
yeah, as long as you don't overpower it, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Holds its own. We can't really like go too fast here, right? Because it's a residential area, but.
You want to turn on the lights? I think I didn't put it on auto. It's right over there. No, right over there.
There or here?
No, right here.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Those downshifts, though, they really keep it up. No, it takes some getting used to, but yeah, like it's really like M3, like it has a bit of a Mustang kind of vibe to it too.
Yeah.
Well, not as aggressive as the Mustang, like it's not as aggressive as one of the newer like 5.0s, but it's kind of got that feeling. It's like a more refined muscle car.
Yeah, you have that big V8. Everyone's getting rid of the NA engines. This is probably the only NA left in its class. Mercedes scrapped their 6.3, and BMW's down to a turbo. Nobody else, everyone's going to turbo. Lexus is the only one left with an NA engine.
No, it's definitely got power. It's like if you crossed, honestly, to me it feels like you crossed a American muscle car with a European car, and this is kind of like the product.
Yeah,
it's somewhere in between. Yeah,
it's like a BMW and a Mustang had a baby.
It's not as refined as like all these newer European cars with the fancy electronic controls. And
yeah,
like
the infotainment system on this thing's pretty.
Yeah, the infotainment. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the infotainment, but even the newer Lexuses still are running this kind of system.
Yeah.
There's
not a big difference between the new ones and this thing. I think you have launch control and a little bit of a facelift, and that's about it really.
Yes. Wow. All right, let's pull it in here and we'll go over that exterior a little bit more. All right, we're here. We're back in the parking lot. We just got a bite to eat over here. So yeah, this is one last look at the car. So yeah, in the back you got quad tips, aero wing, hydraulic wing. It raises up and down. Armin, does it raise up and down automatically at certain speed, or how does that work?
I think it's once you have 40 kilometers or something like that.
And then you can manually bring it up and down too, right?
Yeah,
if you
there's
want.
a button in there.
All right. So
and
yeah,
in sport mode.
So the RCF's got like custom F badging all around. These wheels are exclusive to the RCF too, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
They're a wide wheel. It doesn't look that wide, but they're pretty wide.
Front fascia is a little bit more aggressive. I think they blacked out some of the chrome on the RCFs. It's like more of a black chrome, and the regular RCs, like the RC350s with the F.
No, it's about the same. It's just a little dark, so it's kind of harder to see.
All right. Sits really nice, Armin. Well, yeah, so if you guys like this content, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.